Hello, my name's Nivi. I'm the lead EPMA pharmacist. In this short video, I will show you how to correctly administer a fluid on the cerner EPR system. So as a starting point, you'll be going to the drug chart to see what fluids are due for your patient. And they will appear in the continuous and titratable section of the drug chart, so the purple section. So you can see that the glucose 5% bag has already been started, and you can see that because there's a begin bag tile underneath the time it was started. So at 9 o'clock on the 24th of September, this 500 ml bag was started at a rate of 83.33 mils per hour. However, now I want to start the sodium chloride 0.9% bag, so I'm just going to show you the correct way to start that and the correct way to stop it. So you go through the medication administration wizard, and you'll scan the patient's wristband. At this point, I don't have a wristband, so I'm just going to override it. And then you will see the fluids displayed in the medication administration wizard. So under the schedule section, it will always say continuous for fluids because they are built out as continuous fluids and appear in the continuous and titratable section of the drug chart. So at this point, I'm going to scan the barcode of the sodium chloride bag. And if it's the correct product you've picked up, it will place an automatic tick in this box here. However, as I don't have a barcode in front of me because I'm doing this for demonstration purposes, I'm going to tick the box. And this is the process you would do if any medication doesn't scan. You would override the scanning by ticking that box and selecting a reason. So once you've done that, the results section will become yellow or mandatory, which says there's some missing details to be filled out. So I will click into that. And at this point, if you needed to, for whatever reason, you can always, backdate the start and date time if you needed. We allow up to 2 hours of backdating of the administration time. So try and capture this in real time if you can, to reflect the time that you actually started the bag. So there's a couple of mandatory fields here that need to be filled out, which are witness by and the site. So in the witness by, you'll get the nurse witness, who will be your colleague that is witnessing you doing the administration, and you'd select their name, and it'll populate their name into the witness by section. And then you need to choose the site which you're injecting into. So I'm going to choose intravenous peripheral. At this point, you can modify the volume and rate if needed. And if you do that, please write a comment. And you can also write comments for anything else that's pertinent as well. At this point, now you press OK. And what this will do is fire a new window for the cosign password. So you need to get the cosigning nurse to input their password, cosign pin, sorry, I should say. And then you can see there's a blue tick placed next to the drug, and the system is registering that this is about to start. And then you press sign. Upon pressing sign, you have now started the bag on the cerner system. So you can see at 1024, under the 1024 tile, you can see a begin bag tile for the sodium chloride. And because if you hover over the order, you'll see that these fluid bags are built out as one bag duration. So you can see that it's valid for one bag and it's infused over 8 hours. So what that means is once you complete the order or end the bag, it will take the bag off the drug chart completely, and the doctor would need to re-prescribe for any future fluids that are needed. So because this is being infused over 8 hours, you can see at 6:24, so 8 hours from the point of me starting the bag, there's an end bag tile populating. So let's fast forward 8 hours now and pretend, it's coming up to 6:24 and I'm about to take the bag down and tell the system I'm going to stop the bag. So what you need to do before you stop the bag is go to assessment of fluid balance and go to the fluid balance IV band. Within that, you will see, and give it a refresh as well, just to make sure you're pulling through the most recent information, you will see the bags displaying there, so the glucose and the sodium chloride. The column which has the 2 grey lines either side of it, so this column here, that's the current hour. So your fluid balance is set up on what we call an hourly shift for a 12-hour period. And before you stop the bag, you can come in and populate the fluid balance manually by double-clicking into the tile. So I'm going to do the glucose because I started that earlier. So if I double-click in the tile, which is 9 o'clock, it will manually populate the fluid for that hour. So if you've got 500 mils running over 6 hours, it divides that by 6 and can, do the calculation. Similarly, for sodium chloride, once it gets to the end of the 8 hours and I double click into each tile, it will populate the fluid balance there as well. So it's critical that you do this before you complete the order or end the bag, because once you end the bag, it will grey out on the fluid balance and you can no longer populate by double clicking in the means I've shown, and you would have to manually type it in if you'd completed the order early. So once you populate the fluid balance, you use the green sign tick button, and that will commit the fluid balance to the system. And you can now see there's an intake. Today's intake is populated up here. So now I need to go and stop the bag. So I'll go back to the drug chart. And in order to stop the bag, you don't do it through medication administration wizard. You do it directly on the drug chart. So where you see the end bag tile, what you need to do is right click on it and press complete order. So I know people would want to click on the end bag tile itself, thinking they're ending the bag, but that doesn't end the bag. That tries to start a new bag. So please do not click on the end bag tile, and instead right click and only use the complete order function. Do not use the start new bag. Only use the complete order function. So you right click and do that and press yes to the pop-up that appears. And now that is ending the bag. And when you refresh now, you can see that that bag has now been discontinued and the system no longer thinks the fluids are running into the patient. If you didn't do that step, that bag will still display on the drug chart and the system still thinks it's running. So it's very, very important you do that. So just to recap, I'll do it on the glucose again. So you have the end bag tile populating at the specified time of when the bag is expected to stop. And you would right click and press complete order and say yes to this. And now you can see both bags have been taken off and there's no active infusions or fluids, sorry. And you would need to get a doctor to re-prescribe if fluids are needed again. So that is the correct workflow to administer fluids in the cerner EPR system at the SAS Trust. Thank you very much for listening. And if you have any questions, please drop me an email. My name is Nivi Ravindran. Thank you very much.